Hey everybody, we are back with the next part of our install. So today we are putting on the rails for our roof rack. We went with this kit from somebody. Weather Guard. Go ahead.
The Weather Guard rail system, which we will link for you in the description.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment with any questions. So our old van, we had a custom 80/20 aluminum rack built for it. The feet for that are about 25 bucks a piece, so it's $200 just in feet. And then the 80/20 is another several $100s. And then there's some custom welded brackets, so on and so forth. All we end up having on there is solar panels. So this go around, for simplicity and cost savings, we went with the Weather Guard option. It's not going to look as pretty, but it's going to serve its purpose. So the kit for the rails is $200-ish, and then we're just going to do some L bracket aluminum cross members and mount the solar panels to that. So we'll show you how we get this thing mounted up, and then part 2 of this video will be putting solar panels on later.
So the next step, we're going to go ahead and lay out all of our hardware and get that figured out as far as what goes where. We have 2 aluminum rails that are going to go on the top here. We have taped out locations for where they mount onto the tabs that come on the Promaster. So that's going to be the 1st, 4th, and 5th tabs on this pipe here, and then we've also taped out where our solar panels are going to go. So with a situation like this, it's going to be flush mounted to the van, so note where you want to have any cross members, and you're going to have to put brackets in place before you install the rail. Otherwise you're going to have to take the rail off in order to install any cross members after the fact. So we've noted where our solar panels are going to go. We don't have those yet. We'll do that in a follow-up video, but that is important information for us because we're going to have to put our brackets in those spots as we mount it for later. So essentially how this works is the rack comes with these steel brackets. These are what mount to the tabs on the roof of the Promaster. We'll show you how that works. And then we're going to put the channel on top of that, put some washers and nuts on top of that, and that is simple. That's pretty much how it secures to the van. This goes on top of the rail. So we'll show you guys how that works. That's all this rack comes with, along with a few other miscellaneous parts that we don't actually know what they are. Comes with these really ugly red bumpers that are supposed to go on the front and the end, or the front and the back of the rails. We don't like them. If anybody knows where to get black ones or gray ones, let us know. They're just these cheap, like, silicone covers. The other thing that the rack comes with are 2 rubber bumper mounts. I don't know why it only comes with 2, honestly. These are not in the directions, but we are going to use them for mounting our solar panels onto the cross members as a spacer, which is really helpful. So we ordered more from rubberfeetwarehouse.com. So we'll link that for you guys.
The right one.
Yeah, the right one. We already bought the wrong ones from a different video, but that's okay. So it comes with a bunch of different parts. Some of them are not explained. One thing I will say about this rack so far, it is very simple, but to a certain extent you get what you pay for because the directions are not super clear. We kind of had to stare at them for several minutes / maybe almost an hour to get a plan in place.
Did you explain what you're going to do with the rubber feet?
I didn't demonstrate, but I can show them, yeah. So for example, anywhere that you have a cross member, we had to make these custom brackets. It doesn't come with brackets for cross members, so you need to plan that out.
So we just bought like I don't know, it was probably a foot long piece of zinc plated steel from Ace Hardware.
Yep.
It's $5.50, and then we took a jigsaw and cut it down into sections.
Into pieces. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So that's one piece with a hole in it.
And we bought some grade 8 bolts, which are probably overkill, but we wanted the strong ones. So that'll slide into the channel. And then the
we'll
rubber
have the
foot will go
bumper.
on the other way.
Does it? I mean,
I think that's how it'll go.
Yep.
Then we'll have a piece of like
angle aluminum.
Angle aluminum, yeah.
Yep.
So an L-shaped aluminum piece. It's going to go onto there, and then we will cinch that down with a nut.
Yep. So, like I was saying, the reason why it's important for you to get these brackets in before you mount the channel is because once you get this channel on, you're not going to be able to slide anything past the tabs that are on the Promaster. And we'll explain that again once we get some close-ups up top. But so we spent all morning driving around trying to find the right nuts and bolts and this zinc-plated brace piece that we cut up for our cross members, since the rack doesn't come with any of that.
Yeah, so we're going to put it on.
Yep. Roof rack update. About 4 hours since I last recorded, and we have completed nothing on the roof rack. We've run into town twice and have gotten hardware that's the wrong size, pieces that are the wrong size, tools that are not the right thing. It's turning out that a roof rack that's not a complete system is kind of a headache, but we're getting there. So the last part that we got was a tap kit. We ended up returning it, and as Greg was in line, he was talking to the guy at the register, and they were talking about welding these pieces together, and the guy behind him in line said, "I got a welder." So we're going over to his house right now. He should just be down the road, so we're gonna go drive over to Cole's house, and he's gonna weld these pieces together for us.
Cole's 8 minutes from here. He said he doesn't want any money. It's super easy, and just to come over.
Yeah.
So we're headed to his place. So yeah, so what we had done today, we told you we bought that strip, and it's gonna go in the channel, and then it gets bolted down on the top. Well, when we went to go and pre-do it, we figured out, oh crap, the bottom's gonna spin. We don't have a way to get a wrench on it, and that's where we started trying to figure out, all right, can we get a square head, which we watched a video about that. We need a big old tool to make a circle hole a square.
Yeah.
So that was out. Then we thought, well, we can weld it. And then I called some welders, and it's a holiday, so nobody was open. So then we said, well, we can try and tap it, because we really just want to get this stupid project done. So we did get the tap kit, and it was going to be a 1/2-inch tap, which was massive. And the bolts were huge, which our new rubber feet would have been the wrong rubber feet again. So it turns out when you live, I would call it rural, near rural areas.
We're in the country.
People have welders.
And they're nice.
Yeah, the first time I was at O'Reilly, there was a guy standing there, he's like, I got a welder. I said, well, where? And he goes, on the back of my truck. I said, well, I don't have the parts with me. So with 2 trips to O'Reilly, 2 separate people, without even being asked, offered to weld.
So note to self, when you need a welder, go to a small town and go hang out in the car parts parking lot, and you'll probably find someone that can help you. So yeah, we'll let you know how this goes.
And we're thinking about buying a welder now. Jess's dad's been intrigued about welding, and we got about 6 weeks here before we need to go back to California to finish the job. There's a welder there. A welder at my cousin's house that we were going to use. Hopefully he knew that. But we figure, screw it. We might as well just buy a welder here, as long as Jess's dad's down to have one and learn with us. So then we could have done this. We could have done this ourselves.
That's
we
true.
We could have been the people in a parking lot.
We could have gotten this done 4 hours ago if we had our own welder. But whatever.
Yep. To Cole's.
Cole's a solid guy.
Cole to the rescue.
Yeah, we tried to give him some money. He wouldn't accept it. He just said pass it on to the next person.
Yeah.
So, super helpful. Definitely makes this project a lot better. We were having a really tough day, but now we can move forward, hopefully. So we're gonna go back to the house and try to get this project done. We will show you guys the brackets a little bit closer when we get back there.
Also, I talked to Cole about welding all the cabinets just in case we decide that we can't do it. And he sounded like he might be interested, so
yeah.
That's good. Good little contact, and I would assume he'd let me pay him for that gig. So.
I would hope so.
We'll see.
Yeah. Check it out. Cole's handiwork. That should do. So we're gonna let these cool off, probably paint them with some Rust-Oleum paint, and then it should be good to go.
Alright, let's see how wobbly this little piece is, but so if you have a way to do that without scratching up the paint, let me know, but it doesn't look like you can. So I'm going to use a little touch-up paint on those little spots, and then we will put the bracket on top. Alright, so we got our 6 feet on top, the way I showed you, and then I got the tape marks on the spots I need, and then we put in our channels where our crossbars are going to go later. Alright, so I got them all up here. I'm going to put a drip of thread lock on because I don't want them to come off. Let's snug them up. And I'll do all of them, and then I'll come back and check them all. And the wind just turned that for me, which was perfect. We can put our little rubber feet on these and just tighten them down for the time being until we get our crossbars. That wraps up our video of the installation of the roof rack on our 2019 Promaster. As you can see, 2 rails on here. A couple things to note. Make sure you have all the parts you need. So we had to have these custom made kind of. We cut these, had them welded as you saw to be able to put our cross supports on for the solar panels. They do sell a ladder rack kit. It's kind of hideous though. It sticks up really tall. But if you don't want to deal with ordering all that, go for it. That makes it easier. You're not supposed to tighten these down like crazy. It has specs in the directions. So if you do, you get a little bit of warping in them. I snugged them down pretty tight. I don't really care. It looks good. It's not coming off. One other thing to note though, if you're one of those folks that wants to put a party deck up on the rear, this kit does not go to the last clip. So you wouldn't be able to easily put a crossbar along the back, which makes this part kind of unusable. We're going to put a fan back here, and we don't hang out on our roof, so it's going to work out great for what we need. But just think of that before you do order if you end up with this one. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. We did not, because it took way longer than expected. And it shouldn't have, because it was pretty easy. But yeah, that's that.